On June 16, the actions taken by Russia were being closely monitored by Washington, its allies, and China. China, in particular, has repeatedly warned against the use of nuclear weapons in the ongoing war in Ukraine. Russian President Vladimir Putin stated that the West was making every effort to achieve a strategic victory over Russia in Ukraine. Moscow has been involved in the largest land war in Europe since World War II, following its invasion of Ukraine last year under the pretext of a special military operation. However, Putin emphasized that Russia currently had no need to resort to nuclear weapons. He indicated that Moscow's nuclear posture remains unchanged, and the use of nuclear weapons would only be considered if the existence of the Russian state was threatened. Putin stated, "Nuclear weapons have been developed to ensure our security in the widest sense of the term and the existence of the Russian state, but we do not currently have the need to use them." Regarding talks with the West to reduce Russia's extensive nuclear arsenal, Putin dismissed the possibility, considering it a non-starter. He criticized the idea of discussing the potential use of nuclear weapons, as it would lower the threshold for their use. Putin asserted that Russia possesses more nuclear weapons than NATO countries and expressed discontent with their desire to reduce Russia's nuclear capabilities, stating, "Screw them." In his address to the political and business elite of Russia, Putin appeared defiant. He claimed that the Ukrainian counteroffensive against Russian forces had not achieved any significant success thus far. According to Putin, Ukrainian forces were suffering heavy losses and had no chance against the Russian military. He suggested that Ukraine would soon exhaust its own military equipment, becoming entirely dependent on supplies from the West, thereby undermining its ability to sustain a prolonged fight. Referring to his initial objectives in the war, which were to demilitarize and denazify Ukraine, Putin noted that Ukraine would soon cease using its own equipment altogether, relying entirely on external sources. He argued that Ukraine could not engage in prolonged combat with such a reliance on foreign support. In terms of military performance, independent analysts stated that Ukraine, despite its significantly smaller army, had outperformed Russia over the course of the 16-month war. This had led to major retreats by Russian forces near the cities of Kyiv, Kharkiv, and Kherson. Ukrainian military officials reported that advancing Ukrainian troops were facing fierce resistance from Russian forces around the city of Bakhmut, which Russia had captured last month following an extended battle. Ukraine claimed to have recaptured 7 villages and an area of 100 square kilometers, 38 square miles, during the initial stages of its counteroffensive. However, Russia's defense ministry stated that its forces had successfully repelled numerous counterattacks by the Ukrainian army in various frontline locations within the past 24 hours, causing significant losses to Kyiv's forces. Putin warned that Western-supplied military hardware, such as German-made Leopard tanks, was frequently destroyed. He further claimed that if Ukraine were to receive US-made F-16 fighter jets from its allies, they would meet a similar fate. Putin cautioned that deploying these assets in combat operations against Russia would pose a serious risk and could potentially draw NATO deeper into the conflict. Thanks for watching.